C3 Risk and Insurance Services. Guys, you need insurance. Everyone does. You got to see our friend Joe Earl over at C3 Risk and Insurance Services. Go to his Facebook right now.
Facebook.com/C3Insured.
If you get a policy with this guy, he's going to give you a $25 gift certificate to Amazon.com, a little store you might have heard of before. Hit him up. Get the insurance. It's going to be great.
C3 Risk and Insurance Services. CRiiiME is a show where I, Rich Slaton, read a true story about lawbreakers.
With his dominant master, Jean Shefsky.
I was waiting for you to take charge this whole time.
That's right.
Our relationship's going to go to the next level.
That's right.
After we play the music.
CRiiiME is the show that starts now.
Oh, like right now?
Oh, yeah, do your line.
Oh, okay. Each week, Rich reads a real crime story. I don't know a word that rhymes with story.
And my homie John always has the hot riff. He really loves it when you send...
Don't send anything
them
to me. Don't you dare.
CRiiiMepodcast@gmail.com.
Don't you send
Label
anything.
it John Shefsky. He loves them. Make sure the lighting's really good.
Welcome back. You're all beautiful. Not as beautiful as my partner, John Shefsky, over here, as you might have heard at the top of the show. This week, we are super excited to have a guest. We chartered a jet from the East Coast to fly in a man from Believe You Me with UFC middleweight champion Michael Bisping.
It's true.
You might know him as the Puerto Rican Rattlesnake.
Some people do call me
Part
that.
of Legion of Skanks. Put your virtual hands together for Louis J. Gomez.
Yay! What's up, queers?
Yeah, matching the energy, calling us queers. Thank you so much.
All right. Well,
At least
I
someone
was calling
acknowledges
the fans queers. I want you to know that. I know I was looking you both in the eyes when I said it, but I was talking to the people that are listening
Well,
to
at
the
least
show.
you know our demographic.
Yeah.
As
That's
long
what
as
we go
Rich gets
for.
called a queer, then I'm happy to just be. I'll throw myself.
I've gone so
I'll cut
far
my
trying to be
nose.
identified properly, and finally someone comes on the show and does it, and I'm really happy about it. So thank you. I don't have to hide myself anymore.
Slaton's already sweating for the listeners. He's fat, and it's kind of warm in here. He's sweating.
It's a black shirt. There's no air conditioning.
Yeah.
Go on with the story.
Jean
He's
Claude
also
Romand.
he's not fat. He's LA fat.
Thank you.
Like
That's right.
he, like
Thank you, Louis.
He's not fat if you live anywhere else, but in LA you're
true.
a fucking whale.
It's brutal.
Holy shit.
Brutal for LA.
But if he lived in New Jersey, he'd be a fairly in shape,
Right?
good looking dude.
Sure.
Got his shit together.
Yeah.
You know, probably gonna fucking, buy a house one day.
I'm a Midwest homeowner and
He's
an
a
LA renter. I
Nebraska
get it.
Adonis. Look at these tits.
Thank you,
All right.
sir.
I'm fat too under here. I'm skinny fat. All right.
Jean Claude Romand was born February 11th, 1954 in the small village in France. His father, Amy, was a world... I know.
Here's your first problem. My dad's name is Amy. I took
Yeah.
up a life of crime.
Was a World War II vet, kind of. After being drafted in 1939, he was immediately captured and held as a POW for 5 years.
Yeah. And he kept on saying they kept on trying to give him another name, but he would just say he wouldn't say it. He would only say "Call me Amy," like Kunta Kinte.
Yeah, over and over
Yeah.
and over
As
again.
they're beating him.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
name is Amy.
I like how French he is that the moment World War II started, he was like, fuck it, I'll go in your prison. Let's do this.
Is it AMY, Amy?
It's AMIE with the accent. I think accent aigu. I don't
That's
remember.
like Ami.
Ami.
Yeah.
It's not even Amy. It's Ami.
Come on, dude.
Yeah,
You
I'm
bent
not,
it.
I'm not trying to give this guy respect. He was captured immediately.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Donald Trump over here.
When he
Okay.
returned home, he took a job managing a timber company. Jean Claude's mother, Anne Marie, was a small, frail woman who was regularly hospitalized for various ailments, including depression.
Well, she was dating a man named Amy.
Yeah.
So she'd have to be pretty frail.
Yeah, right. You don't want to take like dick from Gaston if you're a
Yeah.
frail woman.
Oh, no, she pegs him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Amy's the one who gets it.
I should have married Amy. The guy. Twice she survived life-threatening complications from pregnancies. Of course, his parents never told him why she was in the hospital, as that would invite unwanted questions about sex.
What year is this?
This is 1954 when he was born.
Yeah, that's not even like a story point. 1954, like 1 out of 3 women died in the hospital with babies. So that's just part of like life, especially in Europe.
Oh, the good old days, you know?
Yeah.
What war was he in if it was 54? Korean War?
No, so our main character was born in 54. His dad was the one who fought in the World War II.
Oh.
We always begin with the parents.
Yeah, I know he did. I know.
I
Okay.
don't know
Fuck you.
I don't know if you've been here for 30-something episodes or not. I'm just
You
letting
fucking asshole.
you know how our stories go.
I don't know if you've been here for 30-something episodes. Sometimes I go back and ask because the
You
listeners can't keep up with your fucking story
mother butt
sometimes.
fuck.
But this is a real story.
This
Oh,
is
this is real.
This really
All
happened.
the stories on this show
All right,
are
I just want to make
100%
sure
true.
I'm on the same
True
page here.
research.
Keep your boner hard. These people really did suffer.
Can I ask one more question? I hate
Yes.
to do this.
Question
I
in
don't
the
want to fucking dead the rhythm. But
Don't
why
worry.
3 eyes?
Why? That's so funny. Because our show was named CRiiiME with an exclamation point.
Yeah.
And that doesn't factor into search parameters. So if you search
all.
CRiiiME on the podcast app, we didn't even show up.
We have more people
Wow.
asking us, like, why can't I find you guys than you can believe. So we're like, well, we always just yell crime like together.
So you added 2 more eyes
We added
to
2
it.
more eyes to make us more searchable.
All right, that's smart.
Do we have your blessing on that?
I love that, dude.
Okay.
Very cool.
Signed off.
Your confidence.
I feel
can
so.
stay.
I feel so
Okay.
hot right now. It's
very easy to
partially the
push
sweat,
over.
partially the dick.
All right.
While most branches of the Romand family tree were filled with children, Jean Claude remained an only child, which may explain why his mother was so overprotective of her only boy. Jean Claude spent his early childhood in a small village where the school only had 3 students. Yeah, he was the worst one.
That's also that's the ideal scenario for like schools now. I got a 4-year-old, so you don't want these big classrooms, man.
No.
You want
The ratio.
You want 3 or 4 kids.
Yep.
They don't even teach them anymore. They're like, go play with each other.
Oh, when you're
Masturbate.
little. When you're little.
Yeah, that's it. They,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
I get that.
They want them to grow.
They put them in the corner of a room. That's what you want. You want them to be able to like pick up blocks and figure out life.
You want to masturbate in small groups.
Yes, exactly.
Kind of like my
Doctor.
childhood. I get it.
Exactly.
That
so,
sounds fun.
So that's actually good. So right now, here's what I'm doing, right?
Sure.
I'm collecting. Here's the truth, okay? We're all a product of our environment, right? We're all a product of where we grew up and how our parents raised us, you know?
For sure.
So what I'm doing right now, I'm looking at this as a true fucking detective, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe you've heard of that show? Yeah, that's
Yes.
about me, okay? So
Dude,
I'm
was
looking
the
at
first
this.
season amazing.
Yeah, as a true detective, okay? And I'm collecting things now early in his childhood that I'm going like, all right, what is going to lead this man to a life of crime? A father with an effeminate name. That's not good. He's looking up to a man that he doesn't even feel like a man right now
Sure.
because this is a fucking dude who's got a chick name. His mom's a frail fucking 90-pound French
Barren,
bitch.
almost.
Yeah, she keeps on killing the babies. Her pussy's all destroyed.
It's the worst.
So he doesn't feel any type of connection with his mom because his mom is all fucking depressed and his dad, Amy, probably hits her. Then I find out you throw in the fact that he went to a very strong, probably a Montessori school. What do they call it? Montessori schools?
Montessori?
Not,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
mean Montessori, not monastery.
Montessori.
Oh, yeah, Montessori.
Montessori.
Montessori
Montessori
school.
7 schools.
And
Very cheesy.
a very small classroom, which was actually probably pretty good. So I'm just letting you know where my
get
head's
you.
at right now. This is the whole story.
You're a profiler.
There's the only thing I'm seeing right now early in his childhood is his parents. It's not good.
But
Okay.
that's not enough. Like, so if you have a good school and your off balance with thing is important as your parenting, doesn't matter how great the school is.
That's very
he
true.
might be fucked.
But in spite of this great schooling, we're going to see what happens with this guy.
They later moved to a town with a larger population of over 1,000 people.
How many people were in that school?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how many people exactly, but Jean Claude excelled, skipping a year and still being top of the 5th grade class.
You want to know why? He went to that Montessori
there
school.
you go.
he was.
That's,
Montessori
the,
Seven
that's
school.
the way
The
they got to
formative
learn,
years.
dude.
It's the formative years.
Building them.
Play-based learning.
It's the formative years right there.
Despite being an avid reader, there were few books at home because his parents didn't approve of novels.
What?
Like they didn't. They were the kind of Catholics who were like, fiction. That's the devil's work.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
God.
like some parents wouldn't let their kids watch TV.
Yeah.
They just didn't want their kids to use imagination.
Yeah.
That's very
Imagination
trippy.
is a very dangerous thing.
Well, it is kind of, right?
Yeah.
Look at the world.
Still, there were little things that stood out about young Jean Claude.
Like his name.
Friends and neighbors described him as a little too well behaved. His mother was a constant worrier, so he learned early on to conceal his emotions.
Oh, fuck. Serial
Afraid that
killer.
showing any sadness would worsen his mother's condition, Jean Claude could only reveal his deepest feelings to his dog.
This guy's going to become a comedian.
Almost assuredly.
He's a stand-up comic.
Yeah, that's where the story goes. And Jean Claude became Louis
Cook.
C.K.
a very upset open micer.
He only revealed his feelings to his dog, which made it super traumatic when one day his only confidant disappeared. He suspected that his father shot it with a rifle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Amy?
Yeah,
Amy's got a lot of pent-up rage.
Amy shot
this
the-
dog keeps on calling me Amy.
Lo siento. Oh, no. How do you say sorry in French?
Bienvenue. I think that's well.
I took French in high school, by the way.
Me too. I know none of it. I say je voudrais œuf de mayonnaise. That's all I got.
I can say, je
oui.
m'appelle Louis. Et
Well
toi?
done. Je m'appelle Richard.
Ah, oui.
We. I can only say
That's
we
it.
and
That's
no
my
we.
extent.
No.
I can say, une file de papier.
Ooh, nice.
Addition. That means give me my check.
As a teen, Jean
restaurant.
Claude was sent to boarding school where he was not exactly popular. He was bad at sports and intimidated by girls. Despite the challenges, he did find a girlfriend, Claude. Unfortunately,
Claude was a dude.
she was imaginary.
Oh, really? Oh, you tricky writer, you?
Yeah,
What
look
a
at that.
left turn
Oh.
right there.
Did you write this?
Oh,
yeah,
So you wrote the story.
I researched it from a source, which we'll talk about at the end, and then I crafted it into a story.
Ooh, you're so much more important to the show than him.
Hey, fuck
Thank you
you!
very
I'm just
much.
realizing it as like he does so much, and you get to show up and do a fucking Instagram mic check,
I'm gonna fucking kill both of you by the end of this show. Listen.
and that'll be the next story.
That's right.
Murder!
Crime.
On crime.
Oh, we should- I
I guess you found a new
I
cause.
thought-
Yeah.
Have fun, boys.
So I did the
Crime
pause.
coast to coast.
I did the pause. I thought you were all going to jump in.
Yeah.
I said it'll be the news story on
Crime.
That was
Dude.
you did a nice beat there too. I got to pay attention to that.
It was also we
Eye contact, communication.
harmonized.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard you went low, I went high.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That was so hot. Where was I? Unfortunately, she was imaginary. Okay, so he has an imaginary girlfriend.
genius, right?
I know, beautiful.
Really got me.
But he still excelled in school, getting high marks on his philosophy exam, where his essay answered the question, "Does truth exist?"
I feel like I know this guy right now.
I think you guys should start.
Sounds like one of my friends.
Inspector Lewis, I keep on making some notes here on his profile.
Does truth? He's gonna be great to interrogate. You can already tell.
Soon after, he entered a competitive program for forestry, but after a bullying incident, he invented a fake sinus infection and finished his studies from home by mail.
You might have to do that, right? I used to do that with my stomach ache when I had to take a shit at school.
Yeah, no, that makes
I'm
sense.
sick. I got to do this from home.
While Dad wanted him to continue with forestry and follow in his footsteps, Jean Claude had his sights set on a new path: medicine. He didn't actually want to care for patients. He found the idea of touching sick people repulsive. But he was somewhat intrigued by learning about diseases and even more interested in climbing the social ladder that had so far been out of his reach.
So that's what I want to do. It's like, dude, if I want to get cool, doctor school.
Yeah, that's what I'm all about.
That's it, dude.
All the cool kids go to doctor school.
Just fucking
They also call it doctor school, too.
I mean, it's a
Just
prestigious
12
thing to say, right?
12 years of medicine. And back then, I mean, honestly, there wasn't even that much technology back in the 50s. So you got to figure, it's probably, 2 years to get a doctor's degree?
yeah, that's it. You just throw a leech at somebody and go, fuck it, walk it off.
Yeah.
You think
get
they
it.
did leeches in the fucking 50s?
Yeah, obviously.
Well, they would
They
also
had more
do
medical-
exorcisms.
They were
Yeah.
starting with radiation
Sometimes a
back then.
hot poker.
They were shooting beams at stuff.
Yeah, dude, you fucking you take a cold bath, put a hot towel on your head, you're good.
Yeah, a little
I mean,
whiskey. A little whiskey
any way
and
you
milk.
can drain blood really is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
You're acting like it's the 1850s.
What kind of doctor do you go to?
Kaiser.
Where the shit was I? But his real motivation for med school may have been a girl.
I just was gonna say
An
pussy.
imaginary girl or a real girl?
No, this is real.
This is a real one.
Holy shit.
Florence, a distant cousin, would be starting there in the fall.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm way in. Am I the only one into incest?
How
What do you
many
mean
degrees are we
in
talking?
incest? Like you click on the links because
Okay,
of the visuals?
are you
or
the Pornhub guy who's the reason why it all says like stepsister now for the entire front page
There's
of Pornhub?
so many of them now,
Right?
But
That's
I
what
just
it's
look at
all
the
is
visual.
now.
Who's in the picture? That's
I
all.
don't even do stepsister. I do real sister.
Nice.
Or I'll do. Look, I'm not.
Keyword searches.
I'm not into like incest, obviously in like real life, but like, yeah, I don't know. Like,
Oh, as a plot point, as like as how you describe as
yeah,
building a character.
why not? Father, daughter,
It's super
brother,
taboo.
sister.
Yeah, the brother sister's a little easier than father daughter.
Cousins isn't even a real thing. I feel like you should just be able to fuck your cousins.
Aren't we all cousins?
Yeah, seriously,
Right?
to be honest with
if
you.
watch the Discovery Channel, you're like, we're all cousins. We're from
Yeah.
Africa and we're cousins.
Yeah.
Like,
You
right?
shut your
Oh,
mouth.
I can
Tyler.
say the N word and I can fuck my cousin.
Come with me, cousin.
That's education for you.
I love it. Florence, a distant cousin, was starting there in the fall. She was sweet, athletic, and sociable. As kids, they saw each other occasionally at large family gatherings. Jean Claude always had a crush on her, saying that in his mind, they had been engaged since he was 14.
Yeah.
Super not creepy at
Yeah,
all.
he's a creepy
I
dude.
got a hot cousin, by the way.
Yeah? How hot are we talking?
Pretty fucking hot. I'll show
Yeah.
you pictures. Like, pretty hot.
Yeah?
Please.
Like big old fat tits, Puerto Rican ass.
Like it's almost worth
Puerto
fucking up
Rican tissue?
family events
Okay.
over it.
And like first cousins, like we kind of look alike.
Ooh.
Does she know that you think you're hot, or is this like?
I've never told her, but I'll send her this
Oh,
podcast.
dude.
Nice.
One extra listen right there too. Perfect.
Just text her you up. Florence's parents liked Jean Claude, asking him to keep an eye out for her in the big city, which he did by forcing his way into her group of friends.
Oh damn! I thought we were going somewhere else. That's what I was. That's what I
But
thought.
maybe he is. We got so many pages.
Yeah,
left,
there's still plenty
Get
of story.
to this
Get
crime,
back
Jean
on the
Claude.
story.
Stop being such a nerd.
He was
Right?
worried. He was worried she might be into Luc l'Admiral, the popular leader of their group.
Of course he.
Surprisingly, Luc ended up being his biggest advocate and probably closest friend. Eventually, Jean Claude wore her down, and they began dating.
Wow.
Remember back in the day, you could wear chicks down.
Yeah.
Now it's just rape.
That's. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
right?
everything is considered.
Now it's
rape
like you're like, hey, do you want to go out? And she's like, no. And if you say, oh, you sure? Then you
That's
full
sexual-
Did you see
rape her.
that
Sexual
piano guy?
harassment?
That guy who played piano on the
Billy Joel?
on the quad. No, some guy at some college played piano on the quad, to like, he was like, I'm going to play piano until she agrees until she takes me back. And I'm sitting there going like, that's misguided, but okay, cool. And people are like, this guy's a stalker, creep, whatever.
You're not even
He's a
allowed
piano rapist.
Like they call everything catcalling too. I was reading articles. It's like, wow, you could legally be called be like arrested or sued for harassment just for being like, what's up? You're hot.
I actually
crazy.
catcall. I have no problem with it.
You're like the Puerto Rican Joey Tribbiani.
Yeah, exactly.
How you doing?
Yeah, you just give him a little fucking suck.
I like
Do you
it.
think the feminazis are ruining it for all chicks and making it hard for us just to do simple?
Why are they killing Jews?
And not me yet.
Do you mean the
I'm holding on to it.
Nazis?
No, I don't think so.
How cool would that be if there was
Slowly.
just a bunch of chick Nazis out there fucking hunting Jews and blacks?
What do you mean? How cool would that be? I'm Jewish.
Oh,
Yeah, I
let
mean,
me say.
They might even mistake you. You might be dead too.
Let me use a different word.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome, not cool. Awesome.
Okay, fair enough.
How
That makes sense.
awesome would that be?
You know what? I was
If there
wrong.
was young, hot feminazis out there hunting Jews.
If I could
I'll
battle
tell
them
you
with
this.
a crossbow, then yeah, it'd be
I'd
cool.
watch the porn.
Yeah.
I'd super watch that
They
porn.
should make a movie called Feminazis, and it's about chick Nazis. How cool would that be?
All right, guys. Tomorrow
shit.
morning, 10 a.m.
That actually
Swingers.
probably would be big right now. That's actually something.
What if like Nazi was a funnier word back in the day too? I'm thinking about that now. Soup Nazi, it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if the Soup Nazis had like Jews chained in his basement and Seinfeld?
out he was-
They never got into that part of it. They're like, no, he's
he is
actually
a
a
Nazi.
Nazi.
Oh, he worked with the SS.
Yeah.
What is this soup actually made of?
He was like the beef
Can I
heads
have
of all
some
the stuff.
Jew eyeball borscht, please?
Oh, gross! Is that that tortilla is made out of skin. Oh God, that's disgusting.
On May 1st, 1975, he said, I love you, and they had sex for the first time.
No.
Describe it.
Yeah.
A few
Describe
days
the
late-
fucking
He pulled out
cowgirl.
he pulled out his fucking uncircumcised French dick. It smelled
He was
like
a
fucking,
chubby too.
dip, but there's nothing.
smells like Gouda.
He was a little chubby, so it's like you had to pull it out from inside the folds, that whole thing.
It smells like brie.
A few days later,
oui.
it wasn't good sex
Oui
because
for
a
the
few days
brie.
later, she told them they should stop seeing each other because she needed to focus on her exams.
Ah, ficht.
Which actually meant I want to hang out with anyone else.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
next day, depressed, he skipped his own finals.
Of course.
Things-
What's the point, right?
Yeah. Well, why live?
Why
If
live?
if
you can't bang
if you
your
can't
cousin
fuck
and then
this
satisfy your
French
cousin so you can repeatedly bang her. It doesn't matter what kind of degree
Oh,
you
yeah,
have.
your whole confidence is shook.
Go on with the
I thought
story.
family would be the one to fuck, but even they don't support me.
Go on with your story.
Things got worse for Jean Claude next fall. Out clubbing with Luke and his friends, he left to get cigarettes. As he got out of his car, a group of strangers forced him into his trunk at gunpoint.
Whoa.
His own trunk?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been in a
that's a
trunk?
real-
No, is it hot?
Dude, it's fucking terrifying.
Dude, you've
I
been in a
remember-
trunk?
Yeah. It's fucking terrifying. You do not want to be in a trunk
Okay,
that's
why are you in a
closed
trunk?
driving around. Because my friends were being funny.
Yeah.
Like, I was with Bobby Kelly and a bunch of comics, and they opened the trunk, and I got in it just to be funny, and then they fucking slammed it.
Yeah.
And they got in the car, and... You know, I know I'm not being kidnapped. It's my friends.
Yeah.
But I still start hyperventilating. Dude, that claustrophobia just kicks in, dude. And I'm like literally almost in tears. If they wouldn't have pulled over because I was kicking the seat so hard, they could have in 2 minutes had me hysterically crying. I mean,
You're
hysterically.
admitting to anything?
Dude, I would have fucking. Look, they pulled over because I started kicking it violently, like shrieking.
Like you're going to break the car kind of
I
shit?
was losing my shit, okay? And if they would have
great.
waited another 2 minutes, they could have just had cameras out and like, ah, dude, it was so fucking terrifying. I want to puke thinking about it.
Did they ever slam on the brakes to make you get jostled around a whole
Yeah, a
bunch
little
too?
bit. Yeah, they
Oh,
were just being
man.
assholes.
I
We
love
put my
it.
friend Phil in the trunk when we were kids, and we drove around, and my friends actually were like, "Go over the speed bumps fast." But
Oh.
Phil was an asshole, and like so it was like kind of funny to like give him a taste of his own medicine. Of
course.
I mean, now I feel
Phil was
fucking
out there
guilty.
kidnapping our friends all the time
Yeah.
and fucking put him in the trunk. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
right?
Yeah.
You know,
Sounds like a good friend. I like him.
he learned his lesson. He's
They
good now.
drove out to the woods, beat him up, and left him with his car. He returned to the club hours later, his clothes bloody and torn. His friends were shocked and told him to file a complaint with the police, which he didn't.
That's the nerd answer instead of like, let's go get these guys.
Yeah, you fucking
well,
pussies.
go file. No, just go by yourself. We're busy.
He didn't file a complaint with the police because none of it actually happened.
Oh, you
He
motherfucker!
made the whole thing up.
Dude,
Time out, dude. Can you listen? You can't write the story and then have us react to this fantasy fucking thing.
I think he's the
This
fucking
is the
killer.
whole. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Is
the whole
this
point of the
about you?
story.
You're freaking our guest out.
We were supposed to be in the dungeon so I could kill you both at the end. I'm really upset.
See
we're
how much
in the-
work
we're
I
up
put
in
in
the
to not
belly room.
fucking freak out on
Yeah.
this guy.
Thank you.
Right?
I appreciate it.
Just like his high school girlfriend, the whole thing was a made-up fantasy. The exam Jean Claude skipped at the end of last year was rescheduled for September. This time he nailed it, getting the top grade in his class.
Oh, see,
No, he didn't. He actually
made it
skipped
all up.
He
Little
skipped it
bitch.
again.
He made it up. He was never in school.
Slayton's like he throws the page away. He's like, this guy didn't exist. Now I'll do the real story. You fucking.
He skipped it again. When the results were posted 3 weeks later, he told everyone that he passed, and been accepted as a third-year med student.
So this is not. He's not a criminal. He's just a liar. He's telling minor lies in his life.
So far, just a liar. You're absolutely right.
So he just does a lot
Maybe
of lies.
he just lies the whole time. Maybe that's all he does.
He just gets off on it, just kind of like how you do with your fucking story.
Yeah, dude. I have a boner right now. While his parents thought he was attending classes, he was instead holed up as an apartment doing nothing but eating canned food, gaining 45 pounds, and rereading the same old newspapers.
Or so he thought, because he had not actually gained any weight at all. He lost 30 pounds. Next page.
Lewis is just schooling you on your fucking left turns. How about you take a couple fucking straight turns, all right?
Don't worry. The whole thing's going to straighten out pretty soon.
Okay.
After months as a hermit, someone knocked on his door and refused to leave. It
Or
was,
so
kidding,
you
that didn't
thought.
happen.
Nobody was at his door. He told his friend Jennifer that somebody knocked at his door.
Who didn't exist?
There was no Jennifer. Jennifer was just a can of beans.
My name's Slaton, and I just schooled you guys. You've been unschooled. That's the name of the podcast. Go on your fucking story.
it was Luke, the annoying, helpful, positive leader of his friends.
Oh.
They got in Luke's car and drove around the city talking. Luke assumed that Jean Claude was simply depressed over the breakup rather than being crazy. So he pulled to a stop and told his friends some version of "there's plenty of fish in the sea." That's when
There are
Jean Claude.
plenty of the fish in there, mafieux.
Pascal, oui.
Pas les mesniors. La Starbucks.
There is so much fish.
That's when Jean Claude told him that he had cancer.
So Jean Claude just made that up.
No. Jean Claude had cancer.
Okay, wait.
This is the one time he's being honest.
I feel like I'm in like a constant spiral of liars now. I don't trust any of you guys, including this
Nothing
guy.
is true. Everything is permitted.
So he just told his friend, I have cancer.
He had been fantasizing for months about how cancer would solve all his problems.
That's a really interesting way to fantasize.
Not only would it excuse all his failures, but it would get him the attention he so desperately wanted from Florence and his friends.
That cool haircut, though.
Right?
All right. Get a ribbon.
Look like
Damn,
Stone
you
Cold
look
Steve
hard,
Austin.
dog.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, this guy's fucking badass. He's bald. He's got a ribbon. His fucking ribs are showing. He put on 45 pounds.
fucks his cousins.
That's the other
Great way to
thing.
lose weight.
He's going, dude, you know what? I put on 45 pounds. I feel like an asshole. Jean Claudette, who does not want to fuck me anymore, let me go fucking get a little cancer.
Since he
Go get a
didn't
little
actually
cancer.
have the disease,
Oh, damn.
Jean-Claude could pick whatever type of cancer he wanted.
Oh, ball cancer,
That's-
ball cancer, ball cancer.
I know that's a great
Yeah,
pick.
because then you could be like, all right, can you rub my balls? They're constantly sore with ball cancer.
That's usually
That
that's
actually is
how I
pretty
treat
clever, right? Yeah.
it. He went with lymphoma because it was serious but not necessarily fatal.
Smart.
Oh, dude.
No, he's planned
Just
this out.
picking the right plot points to really trick people.
Only a few people knew about his disease, and once they all learned, the cancer miraculously went into remission. Somehow, Florence found out, and despite having told her roommates that she found his body disgusting, the couple ended up back together.
Oh, it was really, so Florence was just a fucking shallow whore.
Yeah, but no. But then she goes "Oh, I feel bad for your cancer." For cancer was his John Cusack holding the radio over the boombox
Yeah,
over his
say
head.
anything.
So he just held his fake cancer diagnosis outside of her room until she agreed to fuck him again.
Oh,
Okay,
I feel
I get
bad
it.
for her,
Yeah.
but she should have fucking stuck up for herself.
By the way, I wouldn't fuck a chick with cancer. I know it's not, but I would assume that I could catch it.
Yeah.
I know it's not, but I'm
You
not.
get HPV, which
and
leads to
by the
cancer.
way, you know what? To be honest with you, you can. You can.
You can catch cancer.
You can catch cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Michael
fucking.
Douglas caught
Yeah,
cancer, right? In
that's-
his throat.
yeah.
Just
That's-
from making
yeah, that's-
out and eating some pussy.
That's right.
Right?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
cancer
that's-
is catchable.
Pussy
and,
cancer, bro.
there's other viruses too that cause cancer. I listened to a whole podcast about it. That's the kind of shit I listen to. Cancer podcast. Cheers. Cheers, mate.
Sounds really fun.
Yeah, it's really great. Just cancer podcasts all day and night.
Jean-Claude was still hard at work faking his medical education. He registered for classes, but then somehow came down with a serious illness before every exam. For his clinical training, he played a game of 3-card Monte. When a classmate asked which hospital he was at, he would flip it and ask them, then answer that he was at a different facility.
Smart. Smart. I like this guy.
He's one
so
step
far,
ahead.
he's not a bad guy. What he's doing
No,
is
you don't think so?
nope. What he's doing is he is taking. There are variables in life, and there are decisions you have to make. You can turn left, turn right. He's fucking manipulating life,
Yeah.
and that's okay. You can lie to people that are less than you. You know that, right?
That's a very niche-y thing to say.
You can lie
isn't it?
directly to their fucking face.
Well, that's true. You
Yeah.
can. Doesn't mean that you're good though. You're like, fuck, this guy's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Once you're getting pussy with cancer, you're like, okay, the guy's trying to get laid. That's fine. He's just trying to get
I've
laid.
never tried to do it. Now I'm going to actually try this technique.
I actually want to. Will you report back when you see, you tell us, get the whole play-by-play?
Yeah, I already have the haircut.
Nice.
Yeah.
I more want to hear about the fucking than the game itself.
No,
but
I'm going to just talk to you about just my cancer research that I'm going to do leading up to it, and then I'm going to really break that down for you.
That sounds great.
Are you going ball cancer or what? Is that probably the best
Ooh.
route?
Obviously.
I would go shaft cancer just so you can get a better rub, but that's just me.
Shaft cancer.
Is there shaft cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there's
How?
shaft cancer. I've read about that. Oh, you can get cancer on anything in your body. You get ankle cancer. Like it goes
So
anywhere.
what? Is that like a piece of cancer just hanging off the side of your dick?
No, you say it's inside. You're like, well, I actually no. Here's the pitch, right?
Suck it out.
Just
Like
suck it out.
snake venom.
Please,
Yep.
at least
Yeah.
try. Just suck it
There you
out,
go.
please.
Very
I
smart.
like it.
know
We're on
if
the
you
same
can,
page
but
here.
it's worth a try.
Florence. Let's
That
see.
time didn't work.
Can
You're
you
gonna have to
finger
try
my
again.
cancer deeper into my ass?
Oh yeah, dude. Massage my prostate while you
Look,
suck
this is gonna sound like it's not gonna get it out, but if you push it a little deeper in,
You know, if you just curl it back, you'll really hit the cancer. That's what I'm going for.
Oh, you'll really hit the cancer.
somebody's actually had their asshole fingered. We just found that out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's great. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what are you,
obviously.
an
I'm,
animal?
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
there
We've
we
all
go.
had our asshole
Call me gay. I have a plug-in right now, folks. It's that diamond one that you always see on Pornhub.
I love it. Florence, on the other hand, washed out and switched to pharmacology.
Started growing mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly. Florence and Jean Claude married.
Isn't that a weed shop in West Hollywood?
right? It's just
It's actually a bar
Pharmacology.
in West Hollywood.
Florence and Jean Claude married in the late 70s and began their careers. She took part-time work at a pharmacy.
So this is his cousin. He did marry him,
They're distant cousins.
but yeah,
Yes.
but they're married.
Yeah, and the family was behind it, too. The family wasn't like, ew, gross. The family
Keep
was
it
like,
in the family, kid.
There you go.
Oh yeah, fucking
Yeah.
hot. Let's see a picture of these people.
I'll show. I have pictures.
Are they hot?
No. I don't actually know what she looks like. He is not.
I don't want to know what he looks like. I want to know
Yeah,
what
you
she
do.
looks like. I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
you- oh, yeah, you do.
I want to see what the cousin looks like.
Let's see. Oh, she took part-time work at a pharmacy while he passed his medical board examination, then landed a position as a research scientist for the World Health Organization.
Isn't that great? Wait,
Are you
hold
about
on.
to- are you
Before
about
I respond, did he really do this?
We just want to know.
Well,
Are you about to trick us?
Let me continue with
motherfucker?
the story.
Okay.
You
Learn-
motherfucker.
I'm not gonna Tarantino you.
You're gonna fucking what? A night in
Well,
the Roxbury us.
They moved to a small town where their good friend Luc Ladmiral had just taken over his father's medical practice.
Okay.
Luc made them godparents to his first child, and they soon followed with 2 kids of their own in 1985 and 1987.
Shit,
Cousin
fucking
cream
cream pie,
pies.
dog.
Yeah.
What's up? All day. We are the same. We are the same moron. Wow. I didn't realize.
Cousin cream pies.
Oh shit, coming up in that. Coming up in that, cuz. Love it.
Yeah, dude. Get that cancer, come.
Ah.
Well, he didn't talk
Do you
about
think
it.
she like leaned her legs back?
Oh,
Or did she
please.
squirted it out like they do in the pornos?
Oh, dude.
Je m'appelle cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a boner cast right now. I mean, I'm fine, but seriously, mentally, boner.
Well, he didn't often talk about his job. Jean-Claude's family and friends were very proud of his work. He researched medicines to help combat hardened arteries. He taught once a week at the University of Dijon. I know,
up,
it's
dude.
right there.
Shut up.
It's right there.
Oh yeah. Then he also taught at the French fry fucking house.
Yeah.
Fuck off, dude.
Slate's gonna be
Yeah.
like, just kidding. It was the ketchup university. I got you guys. You fucking.
His
asshole.
bosses greatly valued him as an employee, sending him home with lavish gifts for his kids on every birthday.
Yeah.
But that was the only time his personal and professional lives mixed. While his home office was filled with WHO paperwork, he was adamant about keeping his worlds compartmentalized. Colleagues from work never visited the house, and no one ever visited him at work. Once on a family trip to Switzerland, the kids asked to see his office. He pulled into the parking lot.
And he beat the shit out of them. Yeah. You don't ever fucking
Don't-
question me. Not in my house.
But Daddy, I just really wanted to see where you work. I admire you so much.
No, you will not. Je m'appelle.
Can I just
Je m'appelle.
As he's beating with a French leather belt.
No, that is your name. I'm sorry.
Je m'appelle.
That is your name. Oh, he pulled up the parking lot and just pointed at one of the windows before driving off. In fact, no one, not even his wife, had his office phone number.
Does this guy have an office, Slaton?
To reach him at work, she had to leave a message at an answering service, which would send him a page to call home. No one found that strange. His wife even joked that one day she would discover he was a communist spy.
Well, it was a family of cousin fuckers, so they were all mentally retarded.
Like they were already just dumb.
Yeah, they were just like fucking brain dead.
Like, are we gonna go to the Christmas party this year? No, not this year.
Well, you already went to the Christmas party last week. They were like, okay, I guess, Dad.
We had the creme brulee. Don't you remember? With the baguette and some brie cheese.
The reality was much, much weirder.
Okay, well, tell
Every morning after dropping the kids off at school, he drove across the Swiss border to the WHO headquarters in Geneva,
Still not that weird.
where he picked up a visitor's badge.
Not weird yet.
Visitor's
Okay.
badge. Okay,
The WHO is a surprisely public facility with
Where
a
is he
library.
getting money from?
dude, he's got a lab coat and
Don't
a
you
visitor's
worry.
badge.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, it's all coming.
Oh, shit, dude.
The WHO is a surprisingly public facility with a library, post office, bank, and even a travel agency, all of which he used regularly. The WHO documents that littered his home office were free publications he grabbed from the building.
It's a target, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, he started to mix up his routine. stopping at a newsstand to buy the newspaper and some scientific journals before posting up at a cafe or a rest stop parking lot to
Like a
read
miker,
and nap until the workday was done.
How many years did he do this for?
18 years.
No. Are you
For
serious?
18
This is going
years,
on for decades?
For 18 years, every day he left home to go to a job that didn't exist.
Seems like a lot of work. You seem like you would just get a job.
Yeah.
I got to hear what this guy's
No,
job is.
like,
it sounds like it's got to be worth it.
The real breakdown of all of this is so bananas. So just strap in.
BANANAS.
Sometimes if he felt adventurous, he'd go for a walk. But mostly every day he just sat in his car for the entire workday.
Was he
I know.
meditating? Or?
No, just
This is before
reading.
laptops, too.
Yeah.
What the fuck was he doing?
Reading the newspaper.
Dude, I
reading
don't even
scientific
know
journals.
what I would do. Like, if I was alive in the 70s, like, I don't have my cell phone to look at. I can't go on Facebook. I can't go on Twitter. I have to just be alone with my thoughts. I would probably start making up stories and killing people.
Yeah. I was going to say stabbing. That was like where I was going. But yeah, I get
You guys
that.
are both terrifying me because I would just go for jogs probably and probably just get fatter from eating. But
Dude, you
guys
know
are
what?
like-
I go
you guys are
with
both
your
just like, I'd go on a killing
plan.
spree if
I like
I
your
had
plan.
that.
That's
Thank you.
good.
All
That's- I didn't consider just like having fun. I think I went to murder first, but
Of
now that I
course.
considered it,
Fucking
good
weirdo.
call.
Desensitized.
Part of his fake job at the WHO involved traveling to fake conferences and symposiums all over the world. Florence would pack his bag and he'd drive himself to the airport, where
never get on
instead
a
of boarding a plane, he would check into a nearby hotel
This guy's hilarious.
and spend 3 or 4 days watching TV and reading guidebooks for whatever city he was supposed to have visited.
Dude, he'd speed read through it and he'd know everything. He'd be like, I saw a Big Man. I saw a Parliament.
Yeah.
I had some clam chowder. It was
Oh, I had this
totally
great
legit.
restaurant.
Yeah. Oh, I met this guy, this English guy. He said we should visit him if we're ever back.
He made sure to call home every day to tell his family what time it was and what the weather was like.
Oh, my God. Was this guy having an affair? Was he getting laid at least?
Not yet. Before heading back, he'd stop at the airport gift shop to buy presents for his kids.
Always a good guy.
Like, oh no, yeah, honestly,
Like a
really
little
in the
airplane,
end, great
like,
dad.
oh,
In
dude.
the end, great dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is all that matters, because as we learned earlier on, he did not have great parents. So he's going to break the cycle, even though he's going to probably do some fucked up shit. He's going to break the cycle, though, because he's being a good dad to his kids.
He's gonna
Yeah,
make
I
up
get
for
that.
it.
Yeah, he's gonna bring him
that-
up to the next level.
Is that what's happening? Is that what we're about to understand?
Then there was the problem of money. Despite no actual job, Jean Claude still managed to bring home enough cash to avoid suspicion. Some of it came from the sale of his college apartment, which he sold for around 300,000 francs, around $140,000 today. Some of it came from his parents, who gave him access to their bank accounts to support him during school and never took it back.
Wow, smart, robbing the old folks.
To keep costs low, he kept his family of 4 in a 538 square foot apartment. His excuse was he didn't want the kids growing up spoiled.
That's huge for New York, by the way.
500 square foot? Is it
It's
really?
a mansion.
Yeah.
500 square feet's pretty big for, like, if you got a studio in New York City, like in Manhattan, 500 square feet, like, let's say, like the West Village, $3,500 a month, easily,
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's bananas.
easily.
But of course, that still wasn't enough to support his wife and kids. So he let his friends and family find out that his position at the WHO
I just think of how big your dick looks in that tiny
had
little
afforded him
apartment.
an
It's pretty
opportunity.
awesome.
Big dick.
Yeah, like in a tiny apartment, 500 square feet, and just you standing there naked. You're like,
That's true. I've never thought about that.
That's why I'm buying a micro house. Because I want to have a macro penis.
I'm gonna live in a trunk with my giant cock.
I have a Barbie mansion that I just I say is my home, and then I put my dick through the window and
I imagine the Barbie door opening in your dick.
yeah, and I'm like, hey, what's up, bitch? Look what I got for you. She's like, oh my god, it's a monster. I date really dumb shit.
My dream house is very strange.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was part of the plan.
Somebody get the door, and then a fucking full-grown cock
Yeah.
comes out.
Would you like to use my hot tub? It's like a little Barbie spa. Psh, cock in the spa.
Dude, how about some bubbly? And then you squirt into a tiny martini glass. All right, go on.
So
We're still
hot.
ready.
So he let his friends and family find out that his position at the WHO had afforded him an opportunity to get on some extremely lucrative international investments that paid an insane 18% as long as they didn't try to withdraw their money for a long time.
So all that money is like, listen, we got to go put it into this thing
Let it sit there for a long time.
long time, and I'm going to figure it out in the meantime.
Wait, that's not what actually happened. That's what he told her, so that he didn't ever have to
so
get
what
money?
he did was he didn't talk about it a lot. He was really smart about this. He talked about it but didn't offer it to people, and he never asked anyone for money. He let them come to him because he would talk about this great investment opportunity that he was involved in.
This guy's fucking genius. This is insane.
Florence's father, Pierre, was downsized from his job and received a severance package of nearly $200,000, most of which he turned over to Jean Claude.
For his investment?
Yep.
We'll turn it into $400,000.
Wow. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's a lot of foie gras.
But in the fall of '88, Pierre asked Jean Claude to pull out some of his money so he could buy himself a Mercedes as a retirement gift.
Are you fucking crazy? We are not going to pull out that money. You want a Mercedes? You're not going to get to 80%.
Oh, man, I just wanted to drive a cool car, but that's not a big... I mean, fine, whatever. You're so aggressive.
I'm going to have to kill this man.
Yeah, not far off. A few weeks later, during a visit from his son-in-law, Pierre fell down the stairs at his home and died before the paramedics arrived.
Oh, fuck. This is the oh fuck part.
It was everyone just thought it was a tragedy. Like, oh, he fell down the stairs. That's
But
really
we
sad.
know better.
I think we know better.
Because it's Jean Claude telling the story. The father never fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
The father's fine.
Slaton's taking a left turn. None of this happened.
Yeah, the father's actually doing better than ever.
France doesn't exist. I made the
But
whole thing up.
Jean Claude needed to keep that money train rolling, so he turned to Florence's uncle, who had an incurable form of cancer. Luckily for Uncle,
Shaft cancer.
Jean Claude's
Oh,
team.
God. The worst kind of cancer.
Oh,
His uncle
man.
was like, you have to rub my shaft, Jean-Claude. Yeah, he was just us. He's like, yeah, my dick has cancer. You got to jerk it real good.
I don't feel like jerking it, though. Why? What must I do? I can help in other ways.
How many people you think have pulled some sort of scam?
There's a lady on the news right now that got caught with a she had like a blog and like a whole raising of money thing for like 400
I don't know. I'm
grand.
not talking about fake cancer. I'm talking about how many dudes have pulled off some sort of like, I need you to help me come or I'm gonna die. It's like it's therapeutic.
3 million every second.
You think there's a lot of chicks dumb enough to fall for that one?
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think every dude. Have you ever like started hooking up with your girl or your chick, and then you stop because you have to go or whatever?
Yeah.
It's like devastating. It's like listen, I have to come, or I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna fucking break into a car, or I'm gonna kill a cop. I'm gonna do something.
I'm gonna jerk off while I'm walking
I
out the door.
need to get it out of me right now.
Most cop killers, it's because they have blue balls.
Yeah, exactly.
Mumia Abu Jamal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe people think he's innocent, but really it's a blue ball cop
Blue
killer.
balls matter. It's the American flag with
Blue balls matter.
but it's got 2 balls.
And
in
when
there
they
instead of
used
stars.
that plunger on his asshole, they were actually just trying to milk his prostate.
Yeah.
They were trying to help.
They were
were
trying to help,
so
yeah.
That's the lawyer
great.
defense. Your Honor, they were just trying to help.
Yeah.
They were relieving pressure. They were purging.
Jean
Man,
Claude.
the media really does get these things wrong
They really do.
sometimes.
The fucking Jew
Fake news,
media.
am I right?
Ugh.
Fake news, fake Jews.
Luckily
right, guys? Let's
for
stop this
Uncle, Jean Claude's team at the WHO was in the last stages of testing a cure for cancer.
So cool. He's got to give me all your cash.
shit. This asshole is lying to someone who's dying and desperate to have their cancer fucking cured, and he's going to tell him, I'm almost there to solve your cancer?
He explained that it was a highly experimental process involving cells from embryos gathered at an abortion clinic. Since it was still in testing, the production costs were very high, and the treatment required taking 4 capsules that cost $3,500 each.
Well, it sounds like he just works for the pharmaceutical companies anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the what's his name? The fucking guy.
Martin Shkreli?
Yeah, was
Martin
the Martin
Shkreli?
Shkreli story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The uncle died next year.
That's fucking
But he still took
disgusting. So this guy,
$14,000 from
much
him.
like a serial killer, has no empathy. He's going around telling someone that's dying from cancer that he's
Yeah.
going to help him just so he can make fucking $7,000.
Well, look.
It's not even a good number.
Can I say this?
Huh. You're the great rationalizer.
If he was going to die anyway, why not steal his money? He did have a wife and kids and stuff like that.
If,
So I mean, there's
if
like
they
there's
weren't
kind of
smart
like a,
enough to make up some sort of fake cure story, it's really a missed
that's on
opportunity
them.
on their end.
That's on them. You're right. They should have got to it first.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm trying to learn ethics as I grow up, and I'm glad to have someone here who
It's
just
not,
can help
it's
guide
not
me.
ethics, it's business, baby.
We've
Oh,
never so gently rationalized people doing such fucked up
But
shit.
14 grand isn't that much money. Luckily, Florence's mother, now alone in her big house, sold it for around $400,000, which she asked to add to the investment.
Of course.
He used the money to move his family into a newly renovated farmhouse. Everything was working out great. Enter Remy and Corinne Hortin.
Oui. Enter.
Remy and Cohen.
Remy and Corinne. The Hortins were a loud, funny, and somewhat pretentious couple who moved
Black.
into the apartment above Luke
They were a
Lambert.
black couple.
Black Frenchman. That's right.
They were loud and funny. They were a black couple.
They go
were
to
cool.
all of the French movies and they are very loud in the theater.
Tracy Morgan's grandparents moved into the apartment of Luke Lamerle's house and immediately shoved their way into the social group. Remy quickly gained a reputation for lavish tastes, heavy drinking, and off-color remarks. Corinne developed her own reputation as a home wrecker.
Are they black, or am I not going to be able to unpicture them as like a black French people?
I have no idea, so just make them be black French
I'm
people.
just thinking of the Carmichael Show audience, but they're just with a French accent.
I like that.
There you go.
Aren't they Haitian then? I'm imagining a Haitian couple now.
In Paris?
No. In Haiti.
Yeah,
it's like just shanty towns, shacks everywhere.
We're allowed to imagine anything, right?
Hurricanes destroyed everything. So now this is an entire Haitian story.
Okay.
You could do
In
that.
Port-au-Prince, they CRiiiME developed her own reputation as a homewrecker, especially after making a not so subtle pass at Luke. Eventually, the couple
Jean-Luc?
Luke L'Admiral, their friend.
Okay.
They're good. They live in the same town as him now.
This is getting like very Games of Thronesy. The amount of characters that are involved, the names.
I try to keep
You have
it.
to stay
I
on
try
top
to
of Slaton
keep
too,
it.
because they'll give them
Yeah.
nicknames, and then you'll be like, "Who the fuck are we talking about right now?"
I try to keep it
the
tight.
mailman. The mailman from 30 years later in a different country. You motherfucker.
Eventually, the couple split, probably due to their mutual infidelities. CRiiiME moved with her kids to Paris. Jean Claude and Florence dropped by for a visit, but it was clear they no longer had much in common.
The couple team thing when it breaks up is like, well, three of us. What are we gonna fucking talk about?
Yeah.
Until 3 weeks later, when CRiiiME received a bouquet of flowers and an invitation to dinner with Jean Claude,
Wow.
who was in town on
Jean-Claude.
business.
Fuck yeah, he was.
The balls of brie.
He's like, I'm working. I'm lying up in the hotel all day, jerking off, watching television. No, there's nothing better.
You have to help me with my balls. My wife's not around, and I have cancer. You know.
They had a wonderful time. CRiiiME was happy to have a friend in her time of need. They met again a few weeks later. This time, he told her he was in love with her. Surprised and disappointed.
But he did it with his dick. He was like, I am
Yeah.
in love with you. Yeah, suck me. Suck me right now.
With a little pen, he drew the
Yeah.
little fucking French mustache on there.
Oh, put me in your mouth. Come on, I love you so much, Cohen.
Suck
That
out
is
all
the
my
way-
love.
that is the way to a woman's heart. If you
Yeah.
draw a face on your penis, you can probably get her to do.
Of course. Come on, put it in your mouth. And do it with a French accent.
Oh, yeah.
Just put it in your
Just
mouth.
one time. Let me just test it out. See how it feels, milady. Oui, oui, oui.
Be my guest. Surprised and disappointed, she politely turned him down. The next day, he called to apologize before dropping off a package. A $5,000 gold and
I
diamond
have
ring.
this box. Would you like to open it? It is my dick with a face on it. How funny am I? Come on, come in, suck me.
Oh, that is so great. It's a
Suck me
dick
right
in
now.
a box.
It is a dick in the box. I'm the first one to ever think of that.
That doesn't work, so then he puts his dick in a baguette and then
Yeah.
makes it talk like a
What do you like, a sandwich?
Oh, look, this is just some French bread. Here, good to put it right in your mouth.
Please do not bite it at all.
Excuse me, why is that crepe so lumpy?
You said the crepe so lumpy?
The crepe is so lumpy.
I have to be honest. I have penis cancer. Those are
That's his backup for anything, though?
those are warts.
If the Frenchman penis does not work, then I immediately go to cancer.
They began to have weekly dinners in Paris, which explained to CRiiiME and his wife by saying, he was working on an experiment in town.
But his wife knows this chick, too.
Yeah. And he goes like,
And Corinne's already a fucking homewrecker. We know this. This bitch doesn't care. That's what
I
gets
don't
her.
think he's telling his wife that they're having dinner all the time.
He's just saying, I'm at work late.
I'm working. I have to go to Paris every week to
I'm
do
trying
this
to find a
thing.
cure. Get off my back.
You crazy bitch. I'm out there making the world a better place.
Making the world a better place.
I go to fake work every day to make this family great.
What did you say?
I go to work. I go to actual work. It's
And she
not the
doesn't
fake
look in
work.
past that. She goes, oh, never mind.
Totally real job.
I'm so sorry for being curious, my love.
I need to go catch a fake plane right now.
You are a hero.
I mean, a real plane.
You are a hero.
I love you not.
Excuse me?
I love you. I love you lot.
I missed my
So
chance to say
lot.
excusez-moi. Can you believe that?
S'il vous
I said,
plaît, I
"Excuse
love
me?"
you a lot.
Oui.
Please ignore most of the things that I say.
And please go on with your story, ma'am.
He tried to make himself more desirable. He lost weight, updated his wardrobe, and bought himself a Range Rover.
Fuck yeah. What year is this now? The 80s?
Yeah, this is late 80s.
Oh, yeah. Range Rover.
Range
in
Rover.
France.
That's a good. It's a good car.
That's a pussmobile right there.
Well, here's the interesting
Even if
thing
you drive
about
an old one now, it's still kind of a pussmobile. So I'm sure in the 80s it was great.
interesting thing for me about this part is part of his whole ruse has been being super frugal for like over a decade. And now that he's trying to smash, he's like getting 4-star hotels in Paris, getting a Range Rover, updating his wardrobe. He's spending a bunch of cash like a maniac.
As soon as you said he dropped that $5,000 package off, I was like, dude, you got to be a
Dude.
little bit more careful with your cash if you're like living on like just a few schemes here and there.
Yeah, right? Eventually, Luke caught on and made Jean Claude promise to tell his wife about the affair. But it turned out to be unnecessary. That summer, he took Corinne on a 3-day trip to Rome, and at the end, she told him she didn't love him because he was too sad. He was devastated. So he did.
She's like, you know what? You're really sad. Now let's see how you feel.
Yeah. He's like, I'm actually sad.
I'm way more sad right now. Why would you do that? You know how sad I am.
If you are afraid of me being sad, let me ask you a question.
I'm not even being an asshole. I don't even want to be with you anymore.
I just want to know.
Let's just go over the logic of what you are thinking right now. You are telling me I am too sad.
Yes, we-
Yet you tell me you want to break up with me to make me
I'm trying to.
More sad, you stupid bitch.
Yeah, I am a stupid bitch.
That's it. I'm kicking her down the stairs.
I like a strong man. Maybe we're back together. We
He was devastated, so he did what anyone would do in that situation.
fucking killed this French chick.
Kill that bitch. Kill that bitch. Kill that bitch. Kill that bitch. Come on, please kill
He
her.
ran into the woods,
And jacked
scratched
off.
his face and clothes on tree branches.
Said those guys came back and beat him up again. The same guys.
20 years later, they're out there. I tell you, no one ever believes me.
Then called his wife and told
They
her
are savages.
They put a stick in my butt until I came.
he told her that he'd been injured in a car accident. He'd lost control of the wheel because he was crying. His boss had died that day of
Cancer. My life is shit.
I love how much he plays the same. It's like he's like a one-hit wonder. Like he has
Yeah.
like one song he keeps playing. He's touring off it for years.
It smells like a teen spirit, you know? Cancer works everywhere. It
As his depression continued into the fall, he needed a new explanation for his sour mood. So he decided it was time for his cancer to come back.
So his wife still has no idea that he was even like
No
in
idea
this
about
relationship.
any of the.
Can I tell you why it's great? Because in the 80s and 90s, you could just fucking lie, dude.
No one
it.
could check up.
Suck a dick, dude. I got a degree.
No one could.
Okay, yeah, dude. I'm a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Yeah, all right,
Oh,
whatever.
dude, you should have seen it in like the 1780s. What people would do.
You can do
It's
whatever
even
you want.
Crazier.
You say whatever you want.
I'm the captain of this country.
Yeah,
a country
all
that doesn't
right.
exist.
They're like, well, I don't know. Sure, all right, fine. They take a knee.
I had a friend in college who pretty much did this about his college education.
He killed his
he faked,
wife's father.
He after like his freshman, at the end of his freshman or sophomore year, his parents started giving him his tuition money directly to pay it, and he just faked the rest of his college education, didn't go, faking it into law school, and then eventually the whole thing collapsed.
I have a friend who did that as well. He convinced them to give him the tuition,
Yeah,
like $20K a year.
always a bad move. Always.
I mean, in what fucking world would you trust this little fucking kid? You're gonna give an 18-year-old kid $20,000? That's crazy.
Yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah, and same thing. Shit hit the fan.
Unless he had
the
cancer.
best-
Unless he had cancer.
The best way that works out is he blows 15 grand on hookers and blow and gambling, and spends the other 5 grand going to community college.
Yeah.
That's the best way that works
Dad,
out.
I still got an associate's degree.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you worried about?
Where were we? Oh, yes. He decided it was time for his cancer to come back. He stayed at home in bed,
funny statement.
sweating through his sheets so bad they had to be changed daily. Every day when his wife was out of the house, he called CRiiiME and hung up when she answered. Until one day she didn't hang up.
That's the move of such a puss, dude. The fucking call and hang up.
She was lonely.
Oh, dude.
She'd hang up. Wait, hold on.
No, he would call and she'd answer and he'd hang up.
She'd be like,
He did it every day for like weeks.
And then
one day he didn't hang up.
he didn't hang up.
Yeah.
he just stayed there. All right.
Yep. She was lonely. Oddly enough, Jean Claude made another miraculous recovery. Oh, oddly enough, Jean Claude made another miraculous recovery from his cancer and was soon back to his weekly work trips to Paris.
and I'm not very sad anymore if you'd like to go out on Thursday.
Oddly enough, everything is better.
I'm just saying, every morning I'm not sad when my dick gets hard. So
I would like to roll over onto you.
In January,
Madame
he and
Wazan.
CRiiiME took a romantic trip to Russia,
Russia.
That's another fun
to
sentence.
Leningrad.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you got to see the history.
yeah,
right?
super
A lot
romantic.
of stuff happened with Stalin.
But the trip did not go well.
was that the year that the song "Back to the USSR" came out though?
Yes.
Because that was a great song.
Yes, very specifically.
Back to the USS. Back to the USS. Back
to the USSR. The trip did not go well, and within 3 days, she dumped him again. On the flight home, he told her it didn't matter anyway because he had cancer. Feeling bad, she agreed to call him from time to time. Normally, they just talked about their lives, but one day she asked him for financial
Cancer.
advice.
Oh, my love, you already have it.
Please help me. She asked him for financial advice. And so
this is very interesting. I have this thing you could invest in.
it is so strange. Happens to be my forte.
Oh, really?
It is my side project. Not a big deal.
You can turn my money into more money. 'Cause
Absolutely.
I trust you.
And so the 900,000 francs, approximately $250,000,
Jesus.
she got from a real estate sale, went straight into Jean Claude's investment. He needed the money, as his recent expensive lifestyle was taking him dangerously close to the financial edge.
So now the chick he's boning, who's his kind of his girlfriend, he's ripping off in his scheme.
Yeah.
Well, no, she broke up. Now
She
they're
broke
just
up with him.
friends.
Now they're just friends.
Man,
Oh.
I'm with him now.
At that-
By the way,
at-
I have no problem with this
at that
guy.
point, you know what?
I have no problem morally with anything that this guy's ever
Other
done.
than probably killing his father-in-law.
Nope.
No, okay,
problem
fine,
with
that's
it.
fair.
It was
Not
an
even
old
that.
guy. It was an old guy. He was about to fucking find
Buy
him out.
a wasteful Mercedes.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
dude. Come on, man.
Yet
He probably
didn't-
helped him out.
For some reason, he did not slow down on the spending. Instead, he blew tons of money on cars, porn, and massages. Yeah.
Well, now this is the 90s. It's a porn boom.
This is probably like right around 90 right now. Yeah.
It's just I was like, who spends a lot of money on porn?
But eventually the bill must come due. First, his tangled web at home began to unravel. Florence started to pick up on some of his little lies through conversations with friends. Then someone discovered that Jean Claude's name was not listed in any WHO directory. At the same time, CRiiiME demanded her money back. Jean Claude
That's
agreed.
not how investments work, my love.
You demand your money. Okay, that's no problem. I will be at your place at 9 p.m. tonight. Just meet me at the top of your staircase.
Wear slippery or unstable shoes, preferably heels.
Yeah, I have no problem giving you. Of course, we maybe just meet me at the top of that very tall ladder in your backyard.
Also, do me a favor. Make sure you look over the edge continuously.
Keep looking. I will be right there.
Don't tell anybody I'm coming by, the way. I don't. I'm a very private person.
Maybe we take a bath together and listen to the radio.
Ooh. The interesting note, there's a whole weird side part that I didn't get into for this one, but a teacher, the head administrator at his kid's school was accused of infidelity, and they the school board wanted to kick him out for being, like, it's a Catholic school, for being immoral, and he went
But it's in France, though. Isn't it the norm in France?
No, it's the provincial areas are super Catholic and like really, really kind of old school.
Well, that's not the cool kind of French I'm talking about.
Yeah, he ended up going to... The way he got caught with all this stuff is he went to bat for this teacher against the school board. And at some point, the principal was trying to track him down. And
None of your numbers are working.
and that's when they found out that none of the numbers worked.
Fucking dude.
Also, they were at a school function, and one of his wife was talking to some other wife whose
husband works at the WHO, and he's like, I've never heard of him
No,
before.
the wife was like, "Aren't you coming to the Christmas party this year?" And she's like, "The
Christmas
Christmas
party
party?
came up.
No, it's not."
I told you at the
And then it
beginning
just
of the
became a
story.
3-month fight about how he didn't invite her to the Christmas party until he finally broke. It was like, I never worked there. Fine, you're all right.
Jean Claude agreed to get the money back to CRiiiME by June 9th, 1993.
That's what nagging will do, even to a con artist.
Of course, there was no money, but it didn't matter. He planned on killing himself after the new year.
He is sad. Jesus.
January.
He should just kill her.
Yeah.
There's an easier way.
Yeah. Let's not let his mind go to waste, right? He's a genius.
January 1st came and went with no suicide. On the 4th, his mother called to tell him that her bank account had been overdrafted. He told her it was a mistake and he would fix it. Then he flew to Paris, first class, to deliver a goodbye letter to CRiiiME's office. He returned home, rented a luxury BMW, and picked up ingredients to make poison from his pharmacy.
Oh, so he was legit going to kill himself.
On the 6th,
Okay. Thank you for answering my question, Senator fucking Dick.
he purchased a stun wand, 2 canisters of tear gas spray,
There's no such thing as tear gas.
a box of bullets, and a silencer for a .22 caliber rifle.
That's a pretty fun little package.
He had them gift wrapped. The wand and tear gas were presents for CRiiiME, who was afraid of walking home at night. The bullets and silencer for his father, an odd gift since Dad had stopped hunting on account of being blind. On the 8th, he drove his kids to school, purchased baby shower gifts for a friend, and picked up his kids after school to go buy Legos.
I love baby showers.
Do you?
Yeah, the water just hits their bodies, it glistens. Just fucking hot, tight.
I thought you were going to do that. Or be like, as long as you have a heavy duty umbrella.
On the 9th,
Yeah, we both just did shitty jokes. Both of them worked.
Whoa, don't bring me on
I
that.
actually
That was a
liked the
good
baby shower
Both
joke.
of them worked.
The imagery to me was really good.
Oh, little kiss ass, huh? You don't like the
There we
imagery
go.
of fucking baby showers? Fucking raining
Babies falling?
I thought it was pretty good.
It's raining babies.
I mean, the sexy baby over the dead baby, but
Yeah, you are a fucking
to each his-
perv,
to
you
each his
fucking
own.
Either way,
dick.
I'm coming. Let's
Yeah.
go.
On the 9th, he beat his wife to death with a rolling pin in her sleep.
Jesus, Slaton, you really came back
Hold
from that
on.
riff
He
with
was
some heavy
trying
shit.
to tenderize her. You
she's
don't know. He was trying to fucking tenderize her, man.
Dude, he just turned into an official like wife murdering dude.
Yeah.
Just right there, that sentence. He
Yeah.
beat his wife with a rolling pin.
With a rolling
And that's
pin.
a French rolling pin, too. That doesn't have the little handles that can break off. That's just that whole, it's basically like a hard,
Yeah,
like a
brutal.
like a shower curtain holder, but thicker.
In her
and-
sleep, too. Oh. Yeah.
It's a better way to do it.
If you're going to beat someone to death with a rolling pin.
Yeah.
That's how I always do it.
With in her sleep, we can wake her up first and then hit her. That's when you go, oh my God.
Hey, honey.
Hey, shh, come on, I'm sleeping. No, baby, wake up really quick.
Get up.
Come on,
Oh, good morning.
I am
Boom,
so-
good night.
Ah!
said, I'm so tired. Can I just wait till the morning?
I guess your sleep
you
is
really
right.
have to wake up.
No, honey, I have something really to tell you. I had such a weird dream.
Turns the light on.
Oh my God. Morning came. Someone called asking if Florence would be able to help at church that night.
Probably not.
That's literally what he said.
Oh, are you
He's like,
serious?
I haven't. Look, it's
I'm
quoted right
fucking
there. He
creeped out of
replied,
myself.
probably not.
Oh, Jesus.
That's specifically what he
weird.
said.
Hold on, let me get to her. And he got his dick and he drew his face on it. It's like, oh, hi.
He's got nothing
doing well tonight.
He's holding his dick up to the phone.
Yeah. Oh, I got quite a splitting headache.
May I ask who's calling? Just a dick to the fucking old school phone.
He spent the day with his kids watching cartoons, telling them mom was sick in bed.
Well, I guess it wasn't the first time he didn't lie.
Yeah. That night when they fell asleep, he shot them in the head.
Oh.
Yeah, not exactly father of the year, but
For a while, he
Runner
was.
up, though.
yeah, sure. Blue ribbon.
He
Definitely.
Benoit them.
Yeah. Oh, whew.
Yeah.
Deep, dirty cut. Benoit them. The next morning, he drove to his parents' house to return his father's gun.
Benoit kill
And by
his kids?
return, I mean shoot them repeatedly. Since he couldn't leave any witnesses, he also shot the family dog.
Oh, wait, the made up one or the real one?
There's always there's a real one. So his dad, he used to tell when he couldn't talk to his family about his problems, he used to talk to his dog.
Sorry, got it.
Dad killed the original dog. This is the new family dog.
What kind of dog was it?
These dogs are like, please, just leave us out of this. You fucking psychos.
I'm literally unable to talk to anybody about this.
Just pleading in ruffs. Ruff. Yeah. That's a really good.
I don't care if you have kids.
That's a fucking believable.
You think I care if you have kids? What, you have a wife? Bull, it doesn't matter to me. I need to clean up this crime and you're in my way. Don't give me that look. Don't give me those puppy dog eyes. Turn away. Look at the flowers, dog.
Then he gets all
Look at the
fucking
flowers.
brave. He's brave.
Oh, dude. Just replace every photo you've ever seen, like that famous one from Vietnam with the guy with the gun to his head, but
Just
with
with a
a
dog.
Labrador.
That might have to be the graphic for this week's episode.
I think so.
Jean Claude once again flew to Paris and joined CRiiiME and her children at Sunday night mass.
He's hanging out with people, just chilling.
After church, they got dressed up and left the kids with a babysitter before heading to a fancy dinner party at some of Jean Claude's famous and connected friends.
Oh, yes.
Oddly enough, the directions he'd written down took them far into the woods.
forest where those people jumped me.
On the drive, he told her that he and Florence had finally decided to separate, which was kind of true in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To celebrate, he'd bought CRiiiME a necklace. He asked her to close her
human
eyes,
ears and dog ears.
just like he always did when he bought her
Here is a
jewelry.
necklace. It is shaped like a noose.
That's when he pulled out her real gift, the tear gas, and unloaded the can in her face. When she tried to fight back, he grabbed her other gift, the stun wand, and shocked her in the stomach. She screamed, "Don't kill me! Think of my kids!" and somehow forced her eyes open.
Don't kill me. I mean, you have things that actually can't kill me, so.
Can you kill someone with tear gas and a shocker?
Well, he also had
A shocking
He
thing.
didn't actually
Maybe
have
actually gave her a shocker. Yeah.
he had the really big fingers.
death
He's
by
a-
shocker.
Oh, death by
Doing the
shocker.
big one in the stick.
Oh my God, he has not clipped his fingernails for years.
I am going to shocker your pussy and asshole to death.
Oh Lord, it's like a fucking
I will turn them
Norwegian
into
death
one
metal.
hole.
Yeah.
Oh my
I've been
God.
here for 36 hours. She is not dying. My fingers look like they've been in a bath for too long.
It turns out she has just come many times. I
I'm
must
so
kill this woman.
pruny.
She's really into this, actually. My forearm is cramping up.
Somehow she pulls a ball gagger out of her purse and
I
we're
am
into
going to
it.
keep doing this until you get an infection. And then I will wait here for another 3 to 7 weeks until you finally die.
This will be the worst UTI in history. I forgot which finger was in your ass. I am so sorry.
Oh my God! I put 2 in the stink and 1 in. I am so sorry. You are going to surely get some sort of infection.
It is better if I kill you. Then you don't have to deal with the prescription meds,
He stopped.
which I don't get a discount on because I'm not a doctor.
Oh, here's the big thing: is that he didn't bring a necklace. The necklace was in fact a Garrett. Like
It's a Garrett.
Like
Besides
Garrett?
the guy I grew up with.
Yeah, it
that's
was-
kind
it
of
was
a
Brad
bro.
Garrett.
There's Brad Garrett. That's cool.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm going to kill you with Brad Garrett's comedy."
Raymond.
So-
That's my Brad Garrett.
Somebody doesn't want to work Brad Garrett's
I know.
comedy club.
No, Brad, if you're listening, which he probably is, please. I was trying to show you.
I
They're
know.
not bad. I get it. I range.
Try to pay
Here is my
homage.
plan. I'm going to kill you. Watch Everybody Loves Raymond for the next 72 hours.
How would you feel if your brother lived next door?
I'm going to kill you with Brad Garrett facts. Did you know that Brad Garrett sausage is acting Korea in 1982?
Can you please just kill me? I can't take this
In a
anymore.
little movie called Meatballs.
Oh my God.
During the full series of Everybody Loves Raymond, Brad Garrett's tailors went through over 400 miles of gray
I don't understand
stitching.
why he has a career. This is so painful. Please just put me out my misery.
Do you know that Shaquille O'Neal and Brad Garrett wear the same size Reebok?
What? Wait, hold on.
I'm going to spray myself in the face with this pepper spray.
I'm going to stun gun myself to death if you do not stop talking about Brad Garrett.
Will you
right
please
now.
stun gun my ears just so this all stops?
And then Raymond shows up. Deborah. All right, sorry, I had. To
What
put
is
in
a Garrett?
It's a piece of wire you use to fucking choke somebody
God,
and
Slaton.
cut through. Yeah, well, I wanted
The
to
way
really
you
get
said
into
it
the
just now.
Yeah, like you choke someone from behind with a wire and
Piano
also
wire.
kind of cut.
Oh, yeah.
Piano wire.
That's what a Garrett is.
Or a guitar string would work?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. A
Now, the way
bass
you're supposed to
string's
do
probably
it
the best
is like
one.
wrap it around
Ooh.
pieces of wood so you don't cut your own hand.
Of course,
fingers,
yeah.
and
Bass
then-
string would be it, dude. Fucking.
Yeah.
She didn't notice that.
Burton, we call it.
So she says, "Don't kill me. Think of my kids," and opens her eyes, and he stops. Calm down, he said. Calm down. Calm down.
Calm down, you dumb bitch. I just sprayed you in the eyes with pepper spray.
It was not a big deal.
I stun gun you. You're crazy. I'm being
Well, you
sprayed.
never have foreplay.
Yeah,
People pay extra for this from where I come from.
They sat in the car and wiped the burning foam from their faces. Corinne asked if they were still going to the dinner party.
Oh my God! So he just picks up dumb bitches. His wife and Corinne are just like run.
They decided against going to the party.
What?
Which didn't exist in the first place.
Yeah, of course.
He drove her home, blaming the attempted murder on his not cancer.
So he was trying to murder her. He stopped.
She noticed on the drive home that she noticed the Garrett on the floor. She had
Oh my God! I'd throw up in his face.
I will walk the rest of the way.
before
Why
dropping
you
her
don't wear
off.
high heels?
I am not talking to you for the rest of the night.
That night he didn't get laid. That's the
He slept on the couch that
That's
night.
right. He slept on the couch.
The end.
You can sleep with your Garrett. She throws it at him. Honey, please.
And then Brad Garrett just comes in and spoons him on the couch the rest of the night.
Oh,
This is actually terrible. I should have killed myself and not you.
It's okay, brother.
Oh my God.
There's other fish in the sea.
Oh,
I've lived through so much difficulty, but now this is the worst.
I'm just staring at a Wonder Woman poster as we do all this. Like, get him, girl. Save yourself. Power to the women.
Before he dropped her off at home, he made her promise not to tell anyone. She agreed as long as he
Tell
returned.
anybody, I'll fucking kill you, bitch. Promise me.
She agreed as long as he returned all of her money by tomorrow. He went home. The next day, he watched TV for 3 hours.
I really should have killed that bitch. I have no money.
And the reason they know they watched TV
He
for
watched the
3
first
hours.
48 for 3 hours.
Well, here's how they know is because he put in a tape in the VCR and recorded what he was watching, but was just changing the channels so rapidly. It was like a void video. It was like bam, 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 but not funny and really disturbing.
Thank you for
Yeah.
differentiating.
Check out Void on Comedy Central Snapchat. Get it while it's hot.
It'll probably be out by the time, or probably be over by the time this episode comes.
That's a possibility.
All right.
Let's see.
So why did he tape what he's watching? Who the fuck
No
does
one
that?
knows why he did that. But the investigators had to watch this whole 3-hour tape of just like maniacal changing of channels over and over again.
Weird.
Then he spent the next 3 hours calling Corinne's number and listening to her answering machine message. Then he poured gasoline all over the inside of his home and lit it on fire.
He is a true Buddhist.
He
While I was inside?
He went to his bedroom, took 20 expired sleeping pills, lay down next to the body of his wife, and waited to die.
Oh, shit.
fuck! She's still in there.
Yeah.
How long has this been now since he killed his
Been
wife?
a couple days.
And where are his kids?
His kids
They're
are
in
dead.
their bed,
Remember,
too.
He shot them. Remember, in their sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still dead, right?
Everybody is still right where he left.
I
So
forgot that he killed them. That's right. He killed the kids. Okay. No,
Yeah.
they're all right, good.
It's just-
Look, it's better than them burning to death.
And it's everything's so creepy. It's like the way he killed his dad was like, "Hey, Dad, come upstairs and look at this mold that I think I found." And when his dad crouched down and looked at it, he just like put 2 in his back. And then his mom, he is the only person he shot.
Hey,
like,
Mom,
face
check
to
out
face.
this guy I just killed. She goes, ooh, here, let me see. Oh, she bent down 2 in her head. Fucking stupid idiot.
Hey kids, want to see a couple dead bodies? It's just like a clown car of people that are about to get murdered.
Hey,
walking
kid,
through
you
the
want a
door.
Hurts donut? Right.
And then he stabs him in the neck. Hurts, don't it? Oh, okay.
But as the smoke filled the room, he began to cough, and instinct took over. He dragged himself to the window. Before he could escape,
I'm actually going to get cancer. Help. I'm inhaling so much smoke right now. This is fucked up, man. I never expected it to end this way.
Is this considered repeated exposure?
Oh, this is really ironic, I guess, isn't it?
we should not have put asbestos into our house. It was a bad idea.
Oh fuck.
He dragged himself to the window. Before he could escape, he passed out. After 18 years, the ruse was finally over.
The ruse.
But he was rescued by firefighters.
There is a God.
When he finally came out of his...
my hero. You are here.
Would you like to see it? Dead body before we go. He tries to hit him.
I also have an investment you might be interested in.
And the firefighters lost $400,000 that day.
When he,
looked behind me, there was 2 sets of footprints in the sand. Thank you, God. You are with me the whole time.
when he finally came out of his 3-day coma,
Christos.
he blamed everything on a burglar.
Of course.
Named Cancer.
Who will steal your very life
His
from
name
you.
was Cancer. Bonjour,
He
bonsoir.
wears a ski mask around his tumoured face.
I'm pretty sure he was black.
When investigators accused him of killing his parents, he yelled that there was no way he'd break God's second commandment.
Oh, fuck.
When they said he didn't actually work for the WHO, he made up a fake company that had hired him as a consultant.
Oh, did I say WHO? No. I said WAO.
You're so fucking close to what he actually did. It's bananas.
WAO. You guys are so stupid, you know?
He was like, "No, I worked for the Arab Medical Organization. They hired me as outside consultant."
Oh, no, the WHO. No, I worked with the band The Who.
Yeah, I was just
I
gonna
was
say-
touring with The Who.
I am their physical therapist,
Yeah.
Tommy. I'm always helping him. His thigh is very sore.
You know The Who. It's very good music.
When they mentioned the dog, he broke down crying into convulsions.
Oh, shit.
That's what fucking did it, was the dog? What the fuck?
Because you know why? Because he went back to when he was a fucking kid mentally, right there, when his
Exactly.
dad shot his dog.
Exactly.
He was right there again. Right there.
Oh, he died emotionally when his dog was shot. When he
I don't know
was
if you know this, Shefsky. They're actually
don't.
rebooting Frasier with Louis J. Gomez playing the title role.
No, I'm playing the little Jack Russell Terrier.
Just the idea of rebooting Frasier made me laugh. But then you put it up, you had 3 more jokes in there. Go on with your story.
After 7 hours of listening to his bullshit,
You're my hero.
they finally got him to confess.
The firefighters?
Yes, the firefighters.
The firefighters were cross-examining him.
They're like leaning over the table with their fire outfits on.
Jean Claude spent the next...
firefighter and bad firefighter. I will spray you down, you little twerp.
No, stop. He's had enough.
That's right. Give me a moment with him. Listen, my partner.
Here, look at this calendar. Aren't we all so good looking?
He's a firefighter count.
Here, Jean-Claude. We're friends. Would you like a smoke?
Oh, that does sound good.
Now tell me what happened.
No, you don't want a smoke. He pulls up a hose and sprays it off. I'm sorry, it is. No,
I'm bad cop. I forgot.
there's no throttle on this.
Which one
thing.
am I? We're all French. We're the same, pretty much.
What? That's a great
None of us
character.
are
If you want to
around.
get real, we're all a little good firefighter. We're all a little bad firefighter. I think it's very poetic.
Jean Claude spent the next
Who's
3...
truly good? Come on.
This is something I have been studying since I was a child.
What is morality in any way?
And what is truth, really?
Without good, there would be no bad. Without evil, there would be no good. You
We
know.
are two sides of the same coin.
Did I club my wife with a stick, or did she make me club her with a stick? You know?
Did I club my wife with a stick? Which one of us is which?
Yeah, that's right. Are you assuming my gender?
Are you the firefighter or
Are
am
you
I the
assuming
firefighter?
that I am not the wife? You pig, you Nazi pig. All right.
I turned into actor Gerard Depardieu 2 minutes ago.
Well, let
I
us
am
change
none
it.
of you.
Let us change it up again.
My career is not going well.
Here. Just want to make sure you don't confess to the wrong
The firefighters
crime.
goes, look, let's all burn ourselves. This fucker just came in here. He's ruining everything.
We are all Buddhists. We burn ourselves. We end up on covers of albums.
Jean Claude spent the next 3 years in jail awaiting trial. He passed the time by writing letters to Luke and undergoing extensive psychiatric evaluation.
Wait, who's Luke?
Luke Ladmiral, the friend who's been...
Who tried to kill his fucking ex-wife?
No.
No.
He's the only killer in this story.
Jean Claude is the only killer
No,
in the
no,
story.
I know.
Luke Ladmiral is the best friend who he's known since college.
Oh,
who's the
yeah.
kid, he's their,
Yeah.
the kid's godparent.
Yeah. And Luke answered these letters?
Some of them.
Even though the guy murdered his fucking godkids? Okay.
No, didn't murder. He murdered his own kids.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
he's
the
the
guy. I
godparents.
didn't say Luke did. I'm
I don't-
confusing
I
you
don't-
now.
Yeah.
He murdered Luke's godkids.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Someone's paying
Doctors-
attention to me on this fucking show finally.
Doctors describe Jean Claude as a robot with no capacity to feel, but programmed to analyze exterior stimuli and respond appropriately.
Is this the Jean-Claude Van Damme story?
Yes.
That's right. This is the origin story of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He changed
Then he
his name
escaped
and learned
from
how to do the
prison.
splits.
and learned karate.
He went to a movie studio in the U.S. and just started throwing kicks in some guy's office. The trial started in late June 1996. It was very short.
What was the number one song in 1996?
I'm going to go with...
Jeremy Spooky.
No, that's early. That's
I'm
92.
going to go with
93.
Macarena. going to say Macarena was the number one song in 1996.
Macarena came out in the 90s?
Yes.
Why do I feel like it was like a 2012 song?
8th grade, Macarena was out that summer. That was I remember because I did karaoke that summer a lot, and Macarena was a big one. So it's probably
I feel like it's close.
guys are
96 got to be
amazing.
close.
Macarena had to be like 94.
That's why you had that Who riff because you guys are-
Yeah. I would say.
94?
Yeah, I would say maybe like No Doubt, like Tragic Kingdom, like Don't
yeah.
Speak.
Oh yeah.
That's
that's a good call.
96.
That's a
Or,
very
hello,
call.
I'm not home right now. I'm walking down a spider web.
Yeah. Like that. That's when
I like the polka version you just did. That was a lot better than the actual ska version.
With an accordion.
I'm sorry, I'm not home right now. It's a Weird Al Yankovic said it. I'm walking in a spider web.
Gwen, if you're listening, let's remake that song together.
Oh, the trial started in late 1996. It was very, very, very short. At one point, the judge expressed shock that Jean Claude had purchased so many pornographic videos.
That's what shocked him?
I mean, many things she was shocked by, but this one was very specifically noted in the book.
You think you're shocked? You should have seen my ex-wife, if you know what I mean.
He holds up his hand in court. Order! The judge's gavel's a shocker, a wooden shocker.
Yeah.
How is it still so wrinkly from moisture?
It was 36 hours of straight shocking, Judge.
You've got that pruny pinky, my friend.
It is permanently this way.
May I get a sniff?
She even asked him what he did with them.
I built them like a Lego
No,
castle.
what he did with the
pornos.
With the pornos.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you turn them into
Yeah,
use them for a
stack
fort.
them up. They are good for sandbagging.
He said he watched them, sometimes with his wife. When the judge said no one could imagine Florence watching porn, he replied, I understand that, but no one imagined me doing it either. And I'm like, dude, if you see this guy, you're like, no. Everyone imagined you watching porn.
Yeah. Describe this guy to me right now.
Ugly,
Okay, that's not fair.
fat,
Okay.
weird,
Okay.
hot though. In a weird way, like a weird hot way.
Okay.
Like, you know how ugly fat can be hot? Kind of like that.
I'm not with you.
On July 1996, Jean Claude Romand was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole for 22 years. He's been eligible for release since 2015.
And he never
feet.
left.
He's currently 63.
He's been eligible for a release
Since 2015, has not yet been paroled.
Why
So
was
hold on, time out. Not been paroled because he chose to stay in jail?
No, the parole board. So he was given life in prison, but with no parole hearings for the first 22 years.
Oh, okay, I get it. With the possibility to get out after 22 years.
Yeah.
I got it. Because life means, I don't know what the fucking French justice system is. I think when they say life sentence here is like 30 years or whatever, right?
I don't know exactly.
I think you can actually. I think you can say like you're sentenced to life, and then they can still give it a specific number.
Yeah.
Like they'll say like
Life. I think
they
like
say like 30 to life or 40. Yeah, right.
yeah, I don't know. So he could. I kind of want him to get out. I don't know, man. He's paid his. He
just
served
wanna
his
see what he
time.
does.
He served his time. I don't know, man.
Throw out a
are fucking
mixtape, you know?
insane.
Let's see what happens.
I feel like I'm watching Natural Born Killer culture right now. Like, well, you don't want this guy to get out. He's fucking nuts, and he's never going to heal from. I mean, nothing against him. Obviously, he had a bad childhood, but he's never going to heal from that. For practicality,
So what
sake.
he's
Let me
been
tell you something.
doing-
I'm 35 years old.
Yeah.
I think about the past 10 years, the changes that I've made in my life. You know, completely different person. Completely different person. 25-year-old Louis J. Gomez versus 35-year-old Louis J. Gomez.
Sure.
Shit.
But could you go from no empathy, total no empathy, like murder, no empathy? I mean, I'm assuming
To
you
less
have it.
empathy?
I'm
yeah,
assu-
that's what I've done.
Yeah.
That's the opposite.
Why do you
somehow
think he's
have
become
less
successful the last 10 years?
empathy, yeah, that's
Less
it.
empathy. He got rid of his feelings for other people and was just like, fuck you, I'm going to step on
He
your
just
neck.
drives a tank
Step
through
on the
it.
necks of everybody in front of you. I remember my Dave Smith, who's on Legion of Skanks with
Yeah.
me. We're doing the shows tonight here at the Comedy Store. He told me I was crazy once. He was like, dude, he's like, wow, you're a fucking psychopath. Like, you're really like a sociopath. Because he got a free ticket to go see UFC at Madison Square Garden from Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan, you know, the Joe Rogan tickets apparently are like the fucking best. Like
Oh,
you sit
sure.
right next to the
They're that we
cage,
see
right?
you on camera.
He,
tickets.
he had to fight. Yeah.
So I couldn't go because I was on the road doing comedy. So he's like, dude, who should I give the ticket to? So I was like, well, first of all, what you got to do is you got to go online. You got to go to all of our successful friends that we know, like everybody we know that's successful that likes the UFC, Big J, Bobby Kelly, Jim Norton, you know, all the guys that we know that would love to go to it. Make sure that they're on the road. Go to their website. Make sure they're on the road. Okay. Then call them and say, dude, I got a free ticket if you want to go sit front row UFC.
Yeah.
And gain favor with like a dozen people.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
You're not spending anything or doing anything. All you're doing is they go, oh, dude, that was really cool of him. And now they feel as if
It's like a golden goose of like
yes,
a nest
yes.
egg of like.
And then Dave was like, dude, yeah, you're not a human being. Like, who would do something like
You're
that?
like if Jean Claude couldn't keep a secret.
Yeah, 100%. If Jean Claude
Yeah.
had a podcast.
Yeah. If Jean Claude was like, look, let me tell you all of my plans. I actually have no job. This is really
pretty
fun.
crazy, man.
None of my listeners tell my wife. She
Yeah.
lives in a small
My
town.
guest next week is my boss from the WHO. You're going to love him.
Now listen, use promo code Jean Claude at CasperMattress.com and you will get a 20% off your Casper mattress.
Blue Apron. I've been using it for a year now.
It's unbelievable.
It's great.
If you want to make your wife happy, first of all, do not shock her to death. Hi, just kid. You can make her a nice tiki salad.
So here's what he's been doing in prison this entire time. He
Jacking
joined like a
off.
weird Catholic sect. I can't remember the name of it, but like a really like
The Catholics.
Oh no, like,
That's enough.
He
That's
joined.
specific enough.
You know, he joined fringe. He was already Catholic. He joined like this fringe Catholic group.
Yeah.
That one of their main things they do is they have a prayer schedule to make sure that this one prayer has been running continuously for decades, and so someone is always on the schedule picking up where someone else leaves off and keeping the prayer going.
There's never a gap.
There's never a gap in this one prayer they've been doing forever. And so he
wow. And it
takes
hasn't
like the
done
2
anything
a.m.
for
or
the
4 a.m.
This
shifts.
is the song that never ends of prayers.
Yes. And that's what he does in prison is like he jumps in on this prayer every once in a while at like 4 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
So glad he found his place in the world.
Yeah.
Do they own the Guinness Book of the Longest Prayer Ever? Because they should.
I hope they do. And I hope that he's in the Guinness Book
I
of
hope
World
this
Records.
guy gets credit where credit's due.
This is the prayer that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some
Not
people
like
started
Jesus'
singing-
life
Oh,
because
Jesus,
it ended
come
a couple
on.
of times, but he'll probably come back again. So really, the song is accurate.
It's made everyone sad.
It's a really weird way
Nah,
to
we're
end the
Jews. We're
episode.
cool.
Really
Yeah,
weird
that's
way to end the
true.
episode.
We're fine.
Fuck yeah, Jews.
Today's source is a book called The Adversary by Emmanuel Carrère, which was actually a major bestseller in France and just is very not well known here in the States.
Well, now it will be.
Yeah, hopefully.
Merci, Emmanuel.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
This
Louis-
is a fun podcast.
Thanks,
You
man.
guys got a
Doing
good
it,
show.
man.
It's a very unique, good show, dude. Really
lot of
funny,
fun.
really,
Thanks, man.
really silly. Dig this. This is great.
You were fantastic.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
where
were
can
awesome.
people find you on the interwebs?
Check it out at Louis J. Gomez. That's Luis, Luis technically. Louis J. Gomez on Twitter, Gomez Comedy on Instagram. All my dates are up at GomezComedy.com. Going to be coming out to Florida, Detroit, Chicago. A lot of stuff coming up. And check out, I have 3 podcasts. I Believe You May with Michael Bisping. Got Legion of Skanks with Big J. Oakerson and Dave Smith. And then the Real Ass Podcast twice a week with Zach and Miko. All available on the Gas Digital Network, which is the podcast network that I run, gasdigitalnetwork.com.
Very, very cool network. Lots of great stuff on there. You can find us on all the socials at CRiiiME Pod, CRiiiME Pod. You can also email us crimepodcast@gmail.com. Send us any questions you have, story ideas, dick pics. Label those for John Shefsky.
Fuck you. Send your
And,
asshole pictures to Slaton.
And you're the best.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you soon. Bye, robot.
Sorry, Mom.